Good morning. We want to thank you guys for being here today and for giving your time and attention. Obviously, we learned some tragic news yesterday of Miguel Angel's passing. This morning, I can speak in English and also in Spanish because I know that there's Spanish news stations. My name is Philip Hall. I'm a criminal defense attorney here in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm a partner at Texas-Mexico Law, and I was one of the most recent attorneys to represent Mr. Miguel Angel, along with Erica Flores here, who's with the firm. Buenos días, gracias por su tiempo y por venir hoy. Mi nombre es Philip Hall. Me llamo el abogado Felipe. Ayer recibimos unas noticias horribles que se falleció Miguel Ángel, uno de los afectados que estaba en el van detenido en la facilidad de inmigración. Ayer aprendimos unos detalles de lo que ocurrió en ese van cuando andaban tirando las balas. Y esa es la razón que llamamos por la reunión hoy. Y ahorita vamos a contar unos detalles de lo que aprendimos ayer y ahorita confirmamos esos detalles. The reason we're here today, I as his criminal lawyer, we're not here to talk about the criminal charges he had. That's public record. That can be pulled. I'm not trying to be evasive or ignore questions about the criminal case, but this is a story about a father, a husband, and a son. And we, as his attorneys, wish to highlight the character of this man in his final moments. With that being said, I'd like to pass it along to Lucille.
To Raul.
Raul.
Hello, my name is Raul Natera. I'm an immigration attorney here in Fort Worth, Texas, and I was working with Stephanie and Miguel Angel to prepare their defense before going to immigration court. This is an incident of tragic and senseless violence. Miguel Angel was a gentleman who had for years been working on obtaining legal status. He had submitted a family petition that was pending, had a waiver that was pending, and he was a gentleman who did have options. Unfortunately, his life was taken away from us too shortly, but the reason for this conference today is so that we can discuss the final moments of his life, some details that have been made aware to us. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Rocio Martinez, one of the attorneys here at Texas-Mexico Law.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here and for taking time out of your days to listen to us. My name is Rocio Martinez. I'm a board-certified immigration attorney. I'm a partner here at Texas-Mexico Law. And as Raul and Philip stated, there has been some information that's come to light. Just moments ago, we were able to confirm that information with one of the young men who was detained and a victim. He was inside the van with Miguel Angel. That young man has told us that moments before the shooting occurred, Miguel was talking about his wife, Stephanie, about their pregnancy and about their 4 children. When the gunshots started, he threw himself on top of this young man, telling him, "I may not make it, get under me so I can protect you." And this young man owes his life and credits his life to Miguel Angel's actions. We want to honor his memory. We want to make sure that information is out in the public so people know what his acts were before he died or before he was hospitalized for those gunshot wounds. And I can say it in Spanish as well. Nos dimos cuenta, salió información a luz de un joven que estaba detenido, que estaba en el vehículo con Miguel Ángel antes de que hubo los disparos. Venían hablando sobre su esposa Stephanie, sobre el embarazo de Stephanie, los 4 hijos que tienen. Miguel venía hablando de su familia cuando empezaron los disparos. Ya que empezaron los disparos, Miguel Ángel se subió arriba de este muchacho, cubrió a este muchacho con su cuerpo y le dijo, quizá no sobreviva yo, ponte abajo de mí para protegerte. Y Miguel Ángel en sus últimos minutos, consciente, tuvo el valor de proteger a su prójimo. Y queremos que esa memoria sea honorada. También queremos poner en perspectiva, su esposa Stephanie va a dar a luz en esta semana y tiene que planear el funeral de su esposo en esa misma semana. y pedimos que respeten lo que está pasando esta familia, estos momentos difíciles. Stephanie tiene que ser madre a sus 4 hijos, dar a luz y ser todo para todos. Entonces, por favor, respeten a su esposo, a su familia y honoren la memoria de Miguel Angel. And I'll say it in English too. Stephanie is set to give birth this week, and she's having to plan her husband's funeral. And so we ask that everybody honor his memory, that we respect her grief, the fact that she has to grieve with her 4 children, she has to grieve herself, and she has to be a new mother. And so we ask that everyone take into consideration what this family is going through and really respect them. So thank you for your time.
We have not got official reports about what happened because it's my understanding the investigation is still happening. But what we have learned is that Miguel received, I believe, upwards of 8 gunshot wounds in his final moments. And we just really wanted to honor the character of who he was in his final moments. And I'll say it in Spanish. No hemos recibido reportes confirmados por el gobierno porque todavía la investigación está pendiente, pero lo que sí hemos aprendido es que Miguel Ángel recibió 8 balazos en sus últimos momentos de vida, protegiendo a un joven y un hijo de una madre. Y eso es importante para que ustedes sepan del tipo de hombre y hombre de familia que fue Miguel Ángel. Y es la razón por la conferencia hoy con la bendición de la familia, con la mamá y la esposa de Miguel Ángel. ¿Okay? En este tiempo podemos abrirlo por unas preguntas y como si puedo, quiero repetir, quiero enfocarme en Miguel, quien fue como persona y humano. At this time I'll open it up to a few questions. I'd like to reiterate, I'd like to keep it limited to who Miguel was as a father, a husband, and a person. The pending criminal cases or the discharge or closed criminal cases is not something I wish to get into at this time.
I would like to know if the family, if the wife would like to share a couple of moments now learning what happened that day, the actions that he took. How does that make you feel? What's going through your mind right now?
If you feel compelled.
The one thing I can say is it makes me feel really proud of him. Like I always said, he was the type of person that, thought of others before himself, and just learning this new information, all I can say is really, really proud of him. Like I said, he didn't deserve this, and no one did, but just really proud of his last moments and how he chose to protect someone else.
Yes, ma'am.
Was the person he saved, was that person also shot, and what compelled that person? Did they come forward to you guys, or how did that information?
So we want to be protected. We want to protect the identity of the individual and the family that's come forward to provide that information. But I'll let Rocio speak to the details of how that came about.
Yeah, we were reached out to by this young man's family, just as a general consultation, referred by another attorney, but we are bound by the rules of confidentiality. We cannot state his name or who his family is. Once that information is made public, and if they want us to share that, we're happy to. All we know right now is that the detained was able to speak directly and tell his story over the phone. So we have confirmed that information, but we cannot state more than that.
And that call was made with Stephanie. So she heard directly from the person that was inside the net.
Mi pregunta es para la mamá de Miguel Ángel. Señora, mi más sentido pésame a ambas. Señora, ¿usted cuál fue esa última conversación que pudo tener con su hijo?
Cuando yo iba llegando para San Luis, yo él me marcó, él me dijo, ¿dónde estás, mami? Le dije, ya voy llegando a San Luis. Y le dije, ¿tú qué haces? Y digo, estoy en la casa. Y lo escuché con los niños, él estaba en la casa.
¿Y ese en qué mes fue?
El 8 de agosto.
Y ahora usted tiene la oportunidad de regresar aquí al Metroplex. ¿Cómo está
Ahorita
usted?
me dieron un permiso de 30 días para estar aquí. Y muchas gracias, ¿verdad? Porque te voy a estar aquí ahorita en estos momentos que no sé qué vamos a hacer.
Yo sé que la pregunta está de más, pero ¿cómo es que está usted? ¿Cómo se siente?
Ni yo sé cómo estoy. No sé ni qué va a pasar cuando me lo den. No sé.
Señora, ¿cuáles fueron las últimas palabras que usted le dio a su hijo que falleció el día de ayer en un hospital de Parkland? ¿Cuáles fueron sus últimas palabras que usted le pudo dar a su hijo y tener la oportunidad de regresar de San Luis Potosí aquí a Dallas?
Muchas, porque yo no esperaba verlo así. Tenía la esperanza de que pues una esperanza de que estuviera, pero no le dije que lo quería mucho y que fuera en paz, que se fue lo que yo dije, que sí va a ir, que se fuera en paz.
¿Le pudo dar la bendición?
Sí.
Stephanie, what's been keeping you together? I just can't imagine what you're going through, not only with you being pregnant right now. What's holding you together?
I really don't even know. My kids, of course, I know they need me. And I keep thinking, like, if Miguel were here, you know, what would he want? He would want us to be okay. He was really excited to meet the baby. So really just my kids are the only ones, you know. But I really don't know how I'm doing it. I feel like I'm living in a dream. But I'm trying for him.
Stephanie, ¿cómo quiere que se recuerde a su esposo, quien lamentablemente murió el día de ayer? ¿Qué es lo que usted quisiera y cómo lo recuerda a la gente? ¿Cómo lo va a recordar?
Pues me gustaría que lo recuerden así como era él, un buen hombre, buen padre, buen esposo, buen hijo, siempre ayudando a los demás, siempre bromeando y también que pues que he died a hero and, you know, protecting someone else. I'm not sure that, you know, just anyone would do something like that.
And I know you didn't want to talk about the criminal charges, and we don't have to, but given this story of heroics, and we hear from the administration that these people are criminals, like, what is your message to people when we're hearing something from the administration and we're hearing today this person sacrificed themselves for someone else?
I'm going to take this question on behalf of Stephanie, and I'd like to say that is exactly the message that we're trying to convey, right? Things are not black and white. There's nuances. People are not their rap sheet. People are not reduced to one of their acts, right? People are complex. Both things can be true at the same time. He can have criminal convictions and he can also be a hero at the exact same time. That is exactly what we're trying to convey today, is that this is a person. He is not a headline. He is not a rap sheet. He is a person. And people are well-rounded. They're complex. No one is perfect. No one is without fault. Not him, not us. But we want y'all to remember, we want everyone to remember that the positives in his case far outweigh the negatives. The fact that in his last moments, when he's shot, when he's injured, he still had time to think about someone else other than himself. And that is the story that we want people to remember when they think of Miguel Angel.
En español, ¿van a tomar alguna acción legal y si la respuesta es correcta, en qué se va a sostener esta demanda que ustedes tratarán de ponerle a las autoridades en relación si hubo negligencia o no por parte de las autoridades luego de ver videos, ya que por muchos de ellos estaban encadenados de pies y manos? ¿Cuál va a ser el actual legal de ustedes?
Primero, no pienso que hay suficiente información para nosotros tomar ese tipo de decisión. Y segundo, realmente no estamos aquí para hablar sobre las acciones que se van o no se van a tomar en el futuro. Estamos aquí para honorar a Miguel Ángel. Ya todo lo que sigue después es ya fuera de esta reunión.
This question's for Stephanie. I'd like to hear more about who was Miguel Angel as your husband? What would he do for you? How did he make you feel loved? And then also how did he interact with his children? How did he make them feel loved as well?
He was a very spoiling father. I was more the strict one, and anything they wanted, he would make possible for them. And great husband. Sometimes he would come home from work and surprise me with a snack, or even while he was at work, always calling me and messaging me, checking up on me. Even I think about even as when he was detained, he would still make sure I was okay. He would call and he was worried about, is the grass long? Who's cutting the grass? Or, make sure you lock the doors at night, So even while him, not being there, he would still make sure that I was okay. So just like I said, great husband, great father. I would often joke like I'm their mother, but it seems like the kids love you more than me, because they were just really attached to him. So
How have the kids been home?
The two oldest, that I did sit down with them, and they I wanted them to say their goodbyes last night. I mean, when he passed. So they're obviously devastated. The two little ones, they don't know yet, but I know I have to sit down with them and just find a way to talk to them about it. And they're a little younger, and our 8-year-old daughter does have autism, so I just don't know how to tell her. But I know I have to soon.
I'd like to finish by giving some closing remarks, if I may, on his behalf. I want to thank you for respecting family's wishes, our requests for today's conference. Miguel's life was more than a headline. His final act was more than a story. It was the selflessness of a father, a husband, and a protector. That is how he deserves